Okay, looks like we are recording. And guys, I am very honored to have on the program Molly Elwood. Now, if you're just listening to this, you won't see what's on the screen. If you're seeing what's on the screen, you're probably baffled as to why I have this person on my channel. Molly is the CEO of Elwood's Organic Dog Meat. And so, a lot of people have been watching my channel for a while asking me, Jeremy, why don't you debate? You'd be good at debates, and I haven't done it. So I thought, you know what? Why don't we bring on Molly? And I'll tell you, Molly, like, I didn't even know this was something that was done.
Mm.
But before we get started, I just want to say, I want to keep this cordial. I know we're going to have some differences of
Yeah.
opinion, but I figure, maybe we can find some common ground. So anyway, welcome to the program, Molly.
Thanks. It's really something to be here.
And I should ask, is it okay if I call you Molly? Is that all right?
Yes, yes, definitely. That's
Okay.
my name.
Okay. All right. So the way I came across you, Molly, was an ad actually, and
Mhm.
I was kind of shocked. So let me go ahead and show this right here, and maybe you can sort of talk about it.
Yeah.
Um,
This was our TV ad that was up in 2022.
yeah, well, apparently it made it to YouTube also because I was watching a video, and I don't know, maybe you paid for some YouTube ads or something, but yeah.
Yeah.
So let
Yeah.
me just go ahead and play this, and then let's talk about it after.
Okay.
For over 20 years, the tradition of providing wholesome dog meat to local families and beyond began with our step-uncle. His passion for a sustainable family farm was instilled in us. Taste and tradition, quality and friendly service is what our family has strived to offer our customers since 1981. Now with over 50 different dog meat and dairy products to choose from, you can find us at local grocery stores, farmers markets, or come visit us here at Elwood Farms to experience the amazing flavor of fresh, local dog meat. With our hands-on approach, we strive to produce high-quality dog products every day, from the way we care for our packs through to production and distribution. Great tasting dog is simple. We care. Elwood Dog Meat. We're a family farm.
I feel like
All
that
right.
ad really holds up.
You think it holds up?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Tell me,
Oh,
tell me what you mean by that.
it's almost 3 years old now, and it's still just as true today.
So essentially what you're saying is, your farm has, kind of been the same since, I guess in the early 80s when it got started. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the farm?
Yeah. So since 1981, our step uncle has been farming dogs for meat for people from dogs. And he'd been doing it just kind of on a small scale, meat for his friends and his neighbors. And then it kind of blew up in about 10 years ago. He brought it to the farmers market and he reached a much wider audience, but he wasn't able to keep up with it. And I quit my job about 5 years ago and went back to help him on the farm and expand and put it on social media and made some commercials for him and helped him expand so that he could actually reach the amount of people who are interested in this. So now, like we said, we have 50 different dog meat products to choose from. We also have milk and and eggs. And yeah, so
Eggs.
we've expanded. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
So
interesting. So you have
yeah.
like dog eggs?
Yeah, we have Pomeranians that lay eggs. I know that sounds really strange, but we bred them so that they can. It took a long time to get there, to be honest. But we crossbred and bred and bred, and now we have a special breed of Pomeranians that can lay eggs, and they are delicious, and they are lower in cholesterol than chicken eggs. So good alternative
Okay,
for people who are
interesting.
looking to cut back.
Okay. So I didn't even know this happened in where did you get started? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're local in the US, but we've now
Okay.
spread. We connected with a bunch of different dog meat farmers around the world, and now we have a large reach. We have them in the UK and in Brazil and in Spain and France and the Netherlands, and they're all on the bottom of the website. There's at least 10 different countries we're in now.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, so I didn't even know that we did dog meat in America. I thought that was, relegated to, some places in China, Yulin, and South Korea, which is phasing it out. So I guess my first question is, it seems like dog meat is kind of on the out, and this is not really very popular in America, I don't think. So
It is.
why don't
I
you?
mean, you would see that you see how many dogs we're processing and selling to all of our, to the people who live near us. So yes, no, it is popular, and it is, people want different things. They want to try new stuff. There's so many foodies now who are just, they have to try something new, and they like flavors, and they like new things, and they like what's the most cutting edge thing. Our most popular hotspots are places like Portland, where you've got these foodie communities of people who are just, they want something organic, and they want something local, and they just want something new. So
Okay.
it isn't just happening elsewhere. And again, we've been doing it since the 80s. So it has grown a lot.
Okay. So you say this is organic. What exactly do you mean by that?
Well, the same way everything else is organic. It's organic. We don't feed our dogs pesticides, food that has been sprayed with pesticides. They are also, yeah, organic.
Oh, okay. So I just figured
No
that probably
hormones.
meant you use like the dog shit, to put down on the
Oh yeah, we
ground
also do
whenever.
that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
Okay.
I mean, we have to do something with it. Our manure pits are extremely full, so we do aerosol it and put it on our fields in order to grow crops to feed the dogs. So it is
Okay.
also, that means it's closed loop, which is really nice and good for the environment.
Really good for the environment, you would say.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I assume you're regenerative and all that.
Definitely, yeah, we do regenerative practices, and what's really good is by letting the dogs feed in pastures that generally wouldn't be used for anything else. We're being able to put land to use that would have been wasted otherwise. So, and their paws really like put the poop back in the soil. They, put nutrients back in the soil, which is actually, better than if they hadn't been there. So,
Okay. Well, let me show your website real quick. Just
yeah.
want people to see. Um, I see, by the way, just right off the
Hmm.
bat, I see you were against the J measure in Sonoma County. I see you.
Yes, yes. I mean, yeah. And we're
Yeah. So
RSPCA approved. And we also tried to help stop the closing of the dog slaughterhouse in Colorado, which we passed, which was great. The
right.
slaughterhouse stayed open.
Yeah. So tell me, why were you against those? Because the slaughterhouse in Denver was a sheep slaughterhouse, and in Sonoma County they were trying to ban
They also
factory
slaughtered
farming. Yeah.
dogs
No,
there.
well, I just want to be clear. You don't
They
market
slaughtered
yourself
dogs
as a
at the,
factory
yeah,
farm.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
You
but we
saying
are,
they?
I mean, we're a family-owned, we're a large farm, and I guess theoretically we could be called a factory farm, depending on which shed you're in, about the numbers we have. But we also have smaller packs that you can choose from, which is more family-owned. But we're all family, so like it makes it family-owned. And there are a lot of
Yeah.
factory farms that are family-owned, and families. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
yeah,
Well, let me just go back to this right
yeah,
here. So, yeah.
yeah.
So that's
See, I
your
mean, does
that's
that look like a factory? It looks like a farm to me.
to me that looks like a hellhole. Actually.
That I mean, that wasn't very polite, but that's our home. That's
Well,
where, thousands of
w-
dogs live. They grow there. They are happy. They live full lives until they're
yeah.
processed.
I guess what I'm talking about, Molly, and I don't mean to be rude. I don't mean to be
Yeah.
insulting, but you sort of market yourself as like this family wholesome farm. What I'm seeing here on the
Mhm.
screen is a lot of brown dirt, sheds. These don't look like places where dogs want to be.
I don't know. Have you ever stepped foot on a dog meat farm? That's what they look like. This is what all farms look like. They're dirt. That's what farms are. It's dirt and sheds. And animals coming from. It's coming from a place where animals have to have shelter. I mean, that was one of the big things that you vegans want to push is, oh no, everything has to be protected from the elements. So we put up sheds, and then you're upset that they're in sheds and they don't have daylight. They all have access to
Yeah.
daylight, though, by the way. You can see there are many doors, and they can get
Yeah.
outside if
Yeah.
they can find a door.
Yeah, though, I mean, yeah, I guess you could argue they have access to daylight. How many dogs are in there?
Hmm.
Like let's just take that one shed right there, like right that's closest to us.
The one in the
And
foreground, I think that's one of our picnic breeds. So they're going to be those are our smaller dogs. They're going to be, I don't know, a couple thousand in there at one time, but
a couple
again, they're
thousand.
not in there for very long.
Okay. And so presumably one or two of these sheds is the organic dog. Is that right?
Yeah, in the back towards the back, there's that nice little dome one that's in the back. That's where we keep our organic dogs.
I see, I see. Okay, so can you just like again, I'm sorry to nitpick this, but
Mm.
it's always been kind of confusing to me. Can you explain to me what's the difference between the dogs in this shed and what's the difference between those dogs in the organic shed?
The ones in the organic shed are not given any hormones. They're also not given antibiotics, so that way that they're safer for you to consume. Um, but in
Okay,
reality, non-organic dog meat is just as safe to consume as organic dog meat. So, but a lot of people want that word. They think it sounds good, and they're willing to pay a premium for it. So we're
yeah.
willing to go through the process of making sure it's organic. That also, I believe, has to do with the fields. How long have the fields been without pesticides that the animals are on? And so we made sure that there was one patch that has been untouched for quite some time, so that way it's safe for the dogs to be on.
Okay, but I mean, you see my confusion, right? So you're called Elwood's Organic Dog Meat, and it looks like the vast majority of what you sell is not actually organic.
Well, if you care so much about that, we could just be Elwood's dog meat. I mean, similar to, I know that you can buy a plant-based pizza that is actually just has plant-based meat on a cheese base, and you can still call it a plant-based pizza. So, I mean, Elwood's organic dog meat.
Yeah,
Some of the dogs are
I would take
organic and
issue
some
with
are not.
that. I
Yeah.
might take issue with that if they did market it that way.
I've
Yeah,
seen quite a few in the stores like that. Strange.
okay, so you asked me a little bit ago, had I ever
Yeah.
stepped foot on a dog meat farm? I'll tell you,
Yes.
it looks like very fortified, and I'm wondering, like, do you invite people onto the farm to come look around?
Yes. Yes, we do dog meat tours, we do dairy tours, we do, we also have our own DIY harvest that we do every month where people can bring their own backyard dogs or choose one of our picnic breeds to, fabricate and themselves. And, so yes, we do tours in the summer months where we have a specific area on the farm where it's safe for you to go and visit the dogs, and you can pet them, you can see them. Sometimes you can even see them being born if you're lucky.
I see, okay, so it's just, like, open to everybody, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, anybody
yeah,
can
but
come
again,
visit.
guided, yeah, just for
Okay,
safety.
let me share this with you real quick.
Mhm.
Do you recognize that person?
Absolutely not. Who is that?
Okay, so, you just said,
Is
like,
that
anybody
AI?
can. No, no, that's not AI, that's, my
Oh.
friend Mildred.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Mildred was part of a team of activists who went to your farm. This wasn't that
Oh.
long ago, by the way. I'm surprised you don't remember this, because it really wasn't that long ago. Mildred
Mhm.
here, was part of a team of activists that went to protest, and let me just show you another slide here. And, yeah, there's, Mildred.
Mm.
She was immediately arrested when she went to your farm, and I'm just curious, you've just said that anybody can go on your farm.
On a
Uh,
tour, on a guided tour, you're welcome to come on it is our home as well, so you can't just come trespass. So you're welcome to buy a ticket and come to our farm, and you can even come visit the cafe afterwards and have, a really delicious dog meat burger to try it yourself. We do cheese
okay,
samplings as well. But
okay.
Mildred,
Uh, uh,
if she's
I
going to
mean,
come in without a ticket, she's a
well,
terrorist,
I just want to ask. I mean, do you think Mildred here is a
right?
terrorist? I mean,
I mean,
is
now that
she
you see how now
terrifying? Like, does she terrorize you?
I see her as she's is dressed now, then yes, obviously.
I see. Okay.
If she's the one who's been leaving us with bomb threats or threatening to take away our animals, then yes. I mean, anybody who's trying to change the way people think is a terrorist. If you're
Is
trying
that
to make
right?
people, you're trying to shove your beliefs down other people's throats, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Interesting.
I
So
feel I'm not sure what the definition of terrorist is, but
well, I
I
would think it would
definitely
be
know the
to,
animal rights activists are on the
I,
websites listed under that as terrorist.
yeah. So I
I mean, look,
just
you have
looked at,
like that
I mean,
terrorist thing behind you. What's that? Yeah.
what, this right here?
Yeah.
I think that's called a
Was
God
that some
shot.
kind of terrorist?
No, no,
Ah.
I
Mhm.
think it's just a kind of a, like, decoration. You know, does it frighten you? Should I
Mm.
turn the cat? Is this
No, but I
should I
was
let?
just thinking it
Oh,
must
okay.
represent something, something. Yeah, I thought
Yeah, I'm
it
sorry.
was like some kind of vegan flag.
I'm sorry to make this bigger. Um, I don't mean to scare you with that,
Mhm.
but okay.
Well,
So you
it's
think
all right. It's fine.
so you don't recognize Mildred. That makes me think that maybe you
My
get
lawyer
a
has
lot of.
my lawyer has told me that I'm not supposed to be talking about that person, if
I
I'm
see.
honest.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you saw the picture. I mean, does she terrify you?
Her ideas terrify me.
Oh, okay. Like what sort of idea is the saving and
She's trying to
protecting animal?
it's not she's not trying to protect animals, she's trying to tell people how to live their lives and what I can and can't do with my time and my energy. I have the right to farm dogs, just as I have the right to walk down the street. I have the right to do with animals what I want to do with them. I mean,
Okay.
that's why I'm bigger than them, right? That's why I have my brain that allows me to do things to animals,
I
right?
see. Okay. So, let's see if we can find some common ground because,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm
So
sure we can get there a little bit.
yeah.
So, you know, do you agree with me that abusing animals is wrong?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So, could you sort of like give me some examples of what might entail animal abuse?
Oh, purposefully running over a cat with a car, um, hitting a cat, um, leaving a cat alone in a house for like 3 weeks with a big pile of food, that kind of
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
What about a dog? Well, running over a dog?
Yes, of course, a dog. If it's a companion dog, yes. Don't you shouldn't. I mean, and you shouldn't be doing that to even you shouldn't be doing that to farmed dogs either.
Right, right. So, in other words, you shouldn't be killing dogs.
Not for no, not for no reason.
Well, okay. Okay, so you should kill dogs if you can make money from it?
I mean, the word should is obviously you have an agenda here, but you can. I mean, if they're raised for it, if that's their purpose, if that's, why they were born is to be on someone's table, then it's not killing them, it's helping them live out their purpose, you harvest them
Mhm,
with
yeah,
respect and giving them dignity from beginning to end. And
I
yeah.
I see. So you draw a distinction between the word harvest and kill.
Yes.
I see, okay, what's the
Kill
difference?
kill means you've done it with anger, right? We're not doing this with anger, we're doing it with
So,
love.
I
Mhm.
don't think there's anything in, the definition of the word kill that has anything to do with anger. Now, you could kill with anger, but I don't think it necessarily has to be with anger. I mean, it could be for
But
any
I think
reason.
that the way vegans use it, they're implying anger.
I see, okay. You've had a lot of run-ins with vegans over the years, haven't you?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so okay,
Mhm.
so, well, what's your opinion? First of all, let me just make this, kind of personal, like, what was your opinion of me when you I'm sure when I reached out, you kinda looked through my content and everything, and what did you think? And what do you think right now? I'm curious.
Well, you're very pale, and I was wondering if you've been out to, like, I just feel like there's something in your diet keeping you so pale. And it probably is a lack of B12, something like that. But
Yeah.
I just think that it is a
Now, take your time. Take your time.
I can't understand how you have the time and the effort to spend talking to people about something so pointless. I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna let all the dogs go. You're gonna let the dogs go extinct. You're gonna let the dogs take. I mean, we're talking about my dog specifically, but all the animals. I mean,
Mhm, mhm.
it doesn't make. I don't get the point.
Right, right.
Life's
Okay.
really short, you know.
Yeah, it is short.
What
It's
about
short
like?
for
I mean,
it. Speaking of,
what about human rights? You know.
okay, sure, yeah. But speaking of short lives, so at what age do you harvest the dogs? And
Thank you for using my word.
yeah, you're welcome.
The picnic breeds are harvested about 8 months. So
Okay.
again, that's why I'm saying they're not in those little sheds for very long. It's a
Right, right.
very brief stay. The larger dogs that are on pasture are harvested about 14 to 18 months. So again, they're full-grown dogs. These aren't puppies. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're killing pup." We're not killing puppies. These are full, especially if they're meat dogs. So they've been bred to grow especially big, especially fast. So these are really large dogs.
Really large, like unnaturally large dogs.
I don't know if you'd use the word unnaturally. I would say economically large dogs.
Economically large. Okay, so like, let's just say, hypothetically, someone went on
Mhm,
your farm and
mhm,
released one of these dogs, right? Or took them to like a sanctuary. Okay, this is hypothetical.
mhm.
Would those dogs, when they grow, would they like, because dogs have a certain type of body, like would
Yeah.
they be suffering from like joint pains and stuff? Are they too heavy to stand on their legs?
Yes. To if you well,
Okay.
I wouldn't say the last part, but I would say that any activist or who anybody who's taken a meat dog from our farm will see that it is extremely expensive to try and keep one because they have huge appetites because again they've been bred to be extremely large. And yes, they do have problems as they get older, which is why we harvest them humanely at the appropriate time. And in fact, it's cruelty to keep these animals longer than their shelf life.
I appreciate that because I never thought of it that way, that it's actually the animal activists who are doing something very cruel. Thank you. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, and I'm glad we. I mean, yeah. You think that I don't? I care about these animals. I
I,
don't want
I
to
can
see
see
them
that you
suffer.
do.
Yeah.
I can see that you care. I think that the level that you care though has a bit to do with the um the amount of money you might be able to make from them. Is that true, Molly?
I mean, it is. I'm making a living. This isn't. I'm not doing this as a hobby. I'm not a hobby farmer.
Right. But
So
are you?
yeah.
I mean,
I,
I just have a question. I don't mean this insulting in any way. Is there anything
yeah.
else you could do with your life?
I mean, I could maybe try and see. No, I mean, why? I mean, we've been doing this for generations, and if I'm the one that it ends with,
Right, right.
I would feel
Well,
horrible. And we also, did you know?
listen.
I don't know if you know this, but in the States, so for example, my step uncle who owns the land, he is not able to have the land without animals on it. Otherwise, he has to pay a high tax. He has
Hmm.
higher taxes on the land. Um,
Hmm.
so as long as he has animals on it, then he gets this big tax cut. And without that, like, we can't keep the land. If we get rid of the farm, we can't keep the land, and the land's been in our family for generations. So we have to keep farming. Otherwise, I don't know where we'll live. And a lot, my step uncle and some of the people who've worked on the farm, this is what they know. So I don't know how you're supposed to learn a new trade.
Well,
It
no, I
sounds
see.
like a lot.
I appreciate that because it was earlier that you said when I asked you about vegans and I asked you about me, you
Mhm,
asked, I don't know why you do this. Like, why spend your
mhm.
time doing this? So it was almost like you were suggesting maybe I ought to do something else. And I was just wondering if there was also something else that you could do. keeping in mind, I don't make money from this, whereas you make
Mhm.
money from what you do.
Well, maybe I could invite you to come work on the farm to see how it works. I mean,
I
maybe
see.
you would
I
like
see.
some hard work for a weekend or, just see what it's like and actually realize that you can care for these dogs at the same time as you
Yeah.
harvest them.
Just if let's say I was to come and work on your farm,
Yes.
hypothetically,
Mhm.
what sort of like, dress code kind of things? Like, I'm just wondering, can I wear like bag? Could I wear my own clothes? Could I bring my phone onto the
No,
facility?
no, no, not at all.
No.
No, no, no.
Okay.
We
Okay.
we
Good.
have a we have a because right now we're a high biosecurity uh entrance right now because of bird flu. So our dogs actually can be at risk of having bird flu. So
I
we
see.
have there's a lot of security steps to get on the farm. Also, no phones. I mean, we don't want you to drop it. We don't that's I mean, it's not a safe
What I
environment to
don't
be.
what yeah, see, I have this old phone that I don't really care much about, and the thing is, like, I get calls pretty frequently during the day, and so if I was to, like, go on your farm and maybe I take, like, a wet wipe, like,
Mhm.
Clorox and just bleach it so there's no bird flu,
Yeah,
I could
no,
probably bring the phone.
I get what you're getting at. I think you're trying to get on my farm to film things, and
No,
we have had people come in and film things, and what do they find? They
I see.
find sure, there was the one incident of the person who was, yes,
Right.
kicking the dog, but, there is something also to be said about the fact that how many animals do we have to process in order to make our quota for the end of the day, right? And so
Yeah,
after a
yeah,
point, you have to start treating them like objects, otherwise you're not gonna be able to get through the whole line, right?
yeah, right.
So for that specific story to have come out and blame us when in fact it's
I You froze up. I think, your signal there at the farm might not be very good.
oh yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, we have some internet connect. What was the last thing you heard?
Well, I don't know. You were kind of going like that. I just want to let me ask
Mhm.
you, yeah. Yeah, let me ask you that incident that you talked about where the guy was kicking the dog. Um
Yeah.
what happened to that worker? Like, I'm just curious, like what sort of changes were implemented after that incident?
He was suspended without pay, and we investigated it, and we found that, again, as I said, we have to have such a high quota for.
Yeah, see, we lost you again there. Yeah. All right. Yeah, guys, we're going to try to get Molly back, but I do want to apologize for the things that she's saying. Um, so give me a second. I'll try to get Molly back. This is, unfortunate. I'm going to say this is unfortunate. All right, we're back. Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of a signal problem there at Elwood's Organic Dog Meat. Maybe that has something to do with,
Yeah,
you not wanting.
we've been no, no, absolutely not. No, we've had to do some work because, like I said, we have the big manure pit, and it crested last week, and so we've had to have some equipment out digging, and I think they hit the power lines a bit, so it's kind
Ah,
of going in and out.
interesting. Yeah, so tell me
Yeah.
about that, these, pits.
Yeah, the poop pits.
Mhm.
We have like four of them, and I'm sure you read the news about we lost a worker, well, two workers in them last year. You get overcome by the fumes, and he fell in, and then his friend tried to go and save him, and he became overcame by the fumes as well, and he fell in. But now we have them fenced off so that it's safer for our workers, and we also have a one of those like safety rings. Um, but yeah, every so often, especially if the water table is really high, not that has to do with when we're fertilizing. Sorry.
Mhm.
when it rains a lot, they fill up, and sometimes they overflow into the waterways. And we have paid off our last fines for that, so we're in the clear. Hoping this winter's not too rainy.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, it's funny you bring that up. This great writer, Will Potter, I
Mm-hmm.
believe he visited your farm. He wrote this book called Little Red Barns,
Mm-hmm.
and he described these manure pits and the people falling in, and talked about how, these things are such cesspools that, um, yeah, like you said, like just like one breath can knock somebody out. It sounds
Yeah.
really horrible.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, I mean, farming is a dangerous job, and in fact, it's one of the most dangerous jobs. So
Mhm.
that's why you've got to support your farmer and make sure that you support with your dollar,
Yeah,
so you can have the
can you
safety
tell
things.
me,
Yeah.
um, you uh, you also were, sued not that long. I guess, actually it was like 10 years ago. You were
Mhm.
sued by these your neighbors actually. Um,
Yeah.
because I'll just, it sounds
Yeah.
gross, but you were spraying the shit into the
Mhm.
air, and
Mhm.
it was going into their yards, the
Yeah.
neighbors, and they were having all kinds of health issues. And um
You can't
yeah,
connect the
I
health
just
issues with the aerosol of feces in the air. I mean, that's the science just isn't there. And what's also like, if you want to grow up near farms, like that's what you do. I mean, these people, okay, maybe not these people. These people had been there for a long time, but a lot of people move to the countryside and they don't know what it's like to live around a farm, and they're just like, I want to be in this. They don't get what rural lifestyles are about. I mean, if you get off the train anywhere in the world, you get off the train in Ireland, you get off the train in Northern England, you get off the train in North Carolina, you're going to find the smell of manure. And that's all animals. If you're raising them, they got to poo. And if you got to do something with the poo, so you got to, we find that we spray it in the air because it's easier than, you can't just apply it directly onto the plants, otherwise it'll burn them. So
yeah.
I don't know, like, it's a lot of people
I
have to decide. And this is where you personally, let's say that you are not a hypocrite because you've decided not to eat animals, so you're not paying into this whole poo cycle. But
Right,
everyone
thank
else, I
thank
mean, yeah.
well,
However, we couldn't grow your plants without animal poo, so you're kind of
well, I
taking
think,
it
well,
anyway.
that's kinda why I talked to you about the organic. I believe, the conventional produce uses, synthetic fertilizer, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So
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 instead we're
you
using the poo, yeah.
yeah, so you make money from the organic farmers, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Interesting. Yeah, it's a interesting cycle. Yeah, I just wanted to show this again because you
Yeah.
mentioned how
You
people
like
may
this
wanna.
shot. This is our shot. You show this shot as though it's some top secret thing. It's in our commercial. People respond to
Yeah,
it.
no,
They
no, it
say,
is, it
"Yes,
is.
look
No,
at
no.
this. It's local."
No, no, I'm saying that like you said, and I know we're getting a little heated here, Molly, but relax. I'm just saying this. You said that people kind of want to move to the farming communities,
Yeah.
probably for the
Mhm.
pristine
Yeah.
views like this, right? Pristine views like that. That's
Well,
what
they
you
don't
mean?
see this from above. This is from a drone. From the side, you're just gonna see a few barns and some walls, but the trees are really nice in the springtime, and you can't see it that well.
Yeah. What about the poo though? I don't want poo in my yard. I don't know.
I mean,
Call
then
me
don't
crazy.
live in a farm, move. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't see, like, I
Yeah. Do you like poo in your yard, Molly?
well, there is poo in our yard, that's why it's so green.
Right,
Also, I
right.
really can't smell that much because the inside of my nose is burned out, but at the same time, it's m that's the smell of money.
The smell of money. Gotcha. Okay, interesting. It's an interesting, yeah, I think they made a film called The Smell of Money, didn't they?
They did make that one's so inaccurate.
Yeah, but it's about that lawsuit we referenced, right?
Yeah, but, again,
Mm.
inaccurate. The
Well,
people that the people live next door to us were such busybodies, trying to
mm,
they just I really think it was about the sound of the dogs barking, and I don't think it had anything to do with the smell. But I think that that was the thing they could latch onto. So, um,
Did sorry to interrupt you. Did the lawmakers approach you for an interview? I'm just wondering.
they did, but our lawyer advised us not to speak to them.
Okay. Well, why is that?
I don't think I can speak to it now either.
I see. It seems like you have a lot of legal stuff going on.
Well, we wouldn't have so much legal stuff going on if we didn't have so many vegans trying to shut us down for one
Right,
thing or
right.
another. I mean, it's just, it all just feels nitpicky.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
again, if any of you would come to the farm and take the tour,
Yeah. But I
and
mean,
see
we do, like I said,
dogs.
we come to the farm and we kind of give ourselves a tour and
Yeah,
you don't seem to
that's
like that.
illegal. That's not allowed. Like again,
Mm-hmm,
you should take
mm-hmm.
the wake and dairy farm tour, or you should come do the tour of the Chihuahua sheds.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about dairy a little bit. I had no
Yeah,
idea that dogs were
it's really
milked.
good. It's really good.
Is that dog milk that you're drinking right
It's
there?
golden retriever milk. Look how thick. It's so nice and thick. Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah.
Again, we bred our golden retrievers to give a lot more milk than is normal. Not
Mm-hmm.
normal. A lot more milk than is usual. And
Right.
so you have to milk them, otherwise they'll just explode. So
They explode?
we
Does that
yeah,
happen sometimes? They explode?
totally explode.
It must be hard when you because I know you care about the dogs a
It's so
lot.
hard when they explode. I hate it. It's so
Yeah.
sad.
Is it sad? Like yeah, so like when one of the dogs explodes, what what sort of is going through your head? Like you've just lost something. Like what is it that you feel you've
Money.
lost?
I've lost so much
Nothing.
money. I mean, the fact that like
Right.
generally milkers have been around for a long time. They're like family. They're not like meat dogs. These dogs, the milk dogs we've had for a very long time, for at least 5 or 6 years. So it's really sad when a milk dog explodes.
Yeah, I can see you're crying, while you
I
say this.
am. It's just
Yeah.
I'm laughing in order so I don't
Oh,
cry, because
I see, I
it's
see. Yeah.
mm,
Me too. By the way, I didn't mean any
you were
insensitivity when
just
I
laughing at the
No, no,
horrors that I have to deal with.
no.
And
I
so many vegans, I know you're actually vegetarian and you are drinking milk, because I don't know, like when you get home drunk on a
let's see.
Friday night, what are you going to drink? You're going to drink a big cup of milk.
I just want
You
you to
have,
see.
is
Yeah.
there milk in your cup?
No, that's a black coffee. I know it's hard to see.
Uh,
There you go.
yeah, that's another thing I don't understand about vegans is you're just such martyrs. You don't have to drink black
Martyrs.
coffee. You can drink coffee with doodle milk in it.
I
And
mean,
it's
we
delicious.
could, we could also, put almond milk in there, maybe
It's so thin though. You can't do almond milk and coffee. It
yeah,
just
I
it makes
mean,
that weird fractal thing where it just
yeah,
falls
can you
apart.
hold your glass up again? Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, to me, that kind of looks like almond. It has the same shade. Um,
No,
yeah,
definitely
no,
not.
I'm not saying it
No.
is. Yeah, I'm just, I,
I'd say golden retriever milk is more akin to oat milk.
uh-huh.
It's kind of got a cereal flavor.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay, interesting.
Just because we
Um,
feed our dogs cereal, as well as other leftover things that we get from the store for free. You know that's
yeah,
actually another good thing about dog farming is you get to upcycle all of this food that would otherwise go into the landfill. So you can just feed it to them, plastic bags and all, and they just eat it.
yeah, interesting. Yeah, is that what
Sometimes
you
there's
generally?
Twinkies, a lot of Hostess stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely not the organic ones, right?
No, not the no. They're given just
Okay.
a very strict vegan soy free
Okay.
feed. Some of them are also
Vegan,
gluten-free. Yeah.
vegan garbage too.
Yes, vegan garbage.
Yeah,
Yes, but
organic
it's
garbage.
vegan.
Okay.
Organic
It,
vegan
okay.
garbage. A lot of
Okay.
avocados.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it strikes me when you say that you feed your dogs vegan food, it seems like, you're sort of like taking the nutrients of the plant, putting it into a dog, and then feeding it to people. Whereas, like, see, here's like my perspective. I know we're far apart, but I think what we can both agree on is that the nutrients from the vegan food goes into the dog, and then we take that vegan nutrient. You're shaking your head, you know.
I know
Something
I've heard this argument. You're just like, oh, the calorie input and the calorie. Who wants to eat? Like, specifically, like somebody sent me the one that was like, it was like, guess what? Broccoli has protein too, and it shows it next to a dog steak. And they're like, which would you rather eat? And I'm like, well, I don't want to eat 18 pounds of broccoli to get the same amount of protein as one steak.
Yeah.
So how much? I mean, can you eat? Are you just going to eat broccoli all day? It doesn't make any sense. Have one
Well,
sensible meal. That
let's so you brought up, some of the things that happen on your farm. I don't know how frequently, but so if I had the choice, right, between eating some broccoli or sometimes a dog exploding, I think I would choose the broccoli. And maybe even, let's say the almond milk didn't taste as good. Let's just grant you that, right?
What's so
I'd
funny
probably
though
take
is if you're not eating it,
then they explode.
the dogs are exploding all the time
Yeah.
because vegans and vegetarians aren't drinking the milk.
Right. Is
So you
that so
just
that's
contributing
happening?
to it.
So, like I would say, about 3-4 years ago, veganism seemed to be on the rise.
Yeah.
Vegan was everywhere. So I assume at that time you were having a lot of explosions.
It's game at this point. Yes. So many. It was like every time Earthling Head spoke, we just lost another pack of dogs.
Earthling
It was
Head, yeah.
unfortunate. It cost us a lot of money. So we
Yeah.
have a lot fewer dogs now because we're just waiting for the next, the next who's the latest vegan celeb right now? Who's the hot new vegan celeb?
Maybe Joey, Joey Carbstrong's pretty big, Tash
No, I'm
Peterson,
thinking like no. I'm thinking like Ellie Goulding and
um,
yeah, Taylor Swift.
Joaquin.
If Taylor Swift goes vegan, our
Oh, yeah.
whole like our farm will just
Yeah, it'll be like a nuclear explosion
and
almost.
and
Yeah.
and people claim to love dogs, and yet if we don't breed these dogs, they don't exist.
Yeah. Let's talk about the
So,
breeding.
yeah.
I know that's this is going to be a sensitive topic for a
Mhm.
lot of people, but a lot of vegans, that's part of one of the reasons that we don't, like you say, like, what if what if we didn't eat the dogs, they'd go extinct? Well,
Mhm.
yeah, we also wouldn't be. Can you just describe for me, like, how you artificially inseminate a dog
Well,
in graphic detail, if you could?
well, we first generally, because in order for the safety of our female dogs, let's talk about our mastiffs. For the safety of our female mastiffs, we use electroejaculation as a method for the male dogs. That way, we can collect as much semen as possible. Only with one harvest of this, then we can inseminate many dogs. I'm sorry. Yes. So we have they are placed in a Temple Grandin, just one of the squeeze chutes that Temple Grandin likes. We have a big, large kind of like electric dildo, for lack of a better word. It goes into the mastiff's anus, and then we have a collection cup at the front. And sometimes they do pass out from the experience, but as people have said in our comments, wouldn't you love that? Sounds pretty good to most men. So sure. We collect the semen, and then we put it into the female dogs with we have like a large sleeve, and we have one woman on the farm with very slender arms. So she's the one who does it. So she's got a plastic glove. She puts a hand up into the anus, which of the female cow, in order to get it in the right place. And then there's a specific separate, into the vulva, the semen
I
goes in, and
noticed. I
it's
noticed
fine.
you
Like
said cow. You meant
yeah. What?
you don't call your dogs cows, do you?
Sometimes it makes it easier.
Oh, okay. Is it
Um,
for for
it has
you?
to do with it has to do with a lot of our employees don't speak English, but they have the
I
same,
see.
they understand the word cow, so we just use the same word. So,
I see. Well, yeah,
but
that's
yes, I
another.
was talking about the mastiffs. I was talking about the
Yeah,
mastiffs, and and then we inseminate them, and we just do a bunch at once, and then we have a big litter of puppies, and it's no harm done, and I
right,
don't
right.
see, like, you could let them breed, but then we don't know how many we're going to get and if it's going to be a good pair. We want to make sure that it's our top guy doing it. So
Yeah. You mentioned that not a lot of your workers speak English. And I noticed that, what was it, like 2 months
are
ago?
you
You're
anti-immigration? Are
no,
you
no, I'm not
against
anti.
immigration? Is that what this is?
No,
Mm.
no, I'm not anti-immigration. I just noticed that your farm got raided by ICE, and a lot of the workers were taken away and deported.
Yeah, it
Um,
really impacted things. It was really hard for us. But it's also hard to find people willing to do this work who live here. It's hard to
mhm.
find people who are
Yeah.
willing to
Why might
do the
that
work,
be?
but I mean, they like it, and everyone's here. I think people are like you. They have a very negative view of what it's like to farm dogs, but it's
Oh,
not bad. I wouldn't do this if I hated it.
I
I
mean,
mean, you get to spend time with dogs and be in the outdoors.
I thought you said that your business was extremely popular. So you're saying like people like to consume the product, but they don't like to actually see what happens up close. Is that what you mean? I think you froze up again. I think even YouTube didn't like
Oops,
that.
yeah, I see. I froze again.
Yeah, it's almost like YouTube can detect dog shit. No offense.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay, we're
Okay.
back, and so Molly, you got a little pissed, and I guess let me start with an apology, Molly. That dog shit comment was a little low,
Thank you.
but I'm glad we're back. Took some begging, but I'm glad we're back.
I mean,
Um,
I I I can't I can't really expect more from you. So, I mean, to
right.
be honest, I expected this when I agreed to the interview. So, what other questions do you have about my farm?
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of your workers don't speak English, and including the guy that got you sacked. You fired the guy.
Yeah.
And I guess you talked a little bit about it, about why it is that you have so many workers who aren't from the area, but can you elaborate a little bit?
Well, yeah, we can't find a lot of people local we've placed the jobs in the local paper, and we can't find local people who want to do them. I mean, we have to pay a competitive we do have a competitive wage for the type of work it is, but at the same time we have to keep wages low in order to keep our profits. So it's hard. I mean, it's hard, physically hard work, and emotionally hard work. If you think you're going to get into a job just petting dogs, it's not. There's hard work. So
Yeah. So you're the CEO of Elwoods.
yeah,
So you say you have to keep wages low. What's your income like?
I don't take an income. It's whatever's kind of like. I just kind of spend from the farm. It is a family farm still, so
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm just wondering, like, are you able to take trips? Are you able to do nice things?
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
sometimes I am part of as a farm influencer. I often host this farm wife cruise that we all go on. But I mean, that's also a fundraiser. So people pay and
mm,
they get to go on this cruise with us. So, but I count that as my vacation, but I don't get to take many vacations because there's just so much work to do. So, um, yeah, and
do
and I
you
and
ever?
I am fortunate that I do get to go visit our farms abroad. I get to go and see them and see how they're. Mm.
Yeah, this cruise you're talking about, do any of your
Yeah, so
workers
I
get to come?
no,
Do
this is
you
a
ever?
it's like, it's you pay to go on it.
Yeah, no, I feel like, your workers are kind of the backbone of your business, right? I wonder, do they get to take nice trips? Do they ever like why don't they get to come on the cruise?
There's dogs to tend to. I mean, when if you I take it you probably have a job when your boss goes on vacation, do they take you with them?
I'm just wondering if they can actually take any trips.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, if they save up, they could take a trip. I mean, can your grocery store clerk take a trip? I'm just saying
Yeah, well, I mean,
different income classes.
sure. What are they paid?
They're paid just above minimum wage. And if
Just
the
above
country
minimum.
has decided what minimum wage is, that's what we can pay.
I see.
I
So
mean,
if they
depends on also what they're doing. If they have a higher skilled job, they're paid a wage that matches that. If
what
they
what would be
are,
what would be an example of a higher skilled job for them?
oh, if your job is if you're somebody who's on the kill floor, it's a much more dangerous job. So you're going to get paid a lot more than the guy who's feeding
Mhm.
them. If
Yeah.
your job is driving the tractor to do the to help harvest the food that they eat, if you're just picking up waste food from the Whole Foods when they're done with it to feed our dogs, you're not going to
Yeah.
get paid very much.
Yeah.
But you can all work up, like, you can work up to a higher job at our place, the people who work at our, slaughter plant, everybody wants to get a different job at the slaughter plant, and everybody, if you
Mhm.
work hard, you can do that.
You mean so everybody at the slaughter plant kind of wants to do something else than what they're doing? Like nobody's happy with what they're doing?
I think they're ambitious. I think
Oh,
that's
they're
the
ambitious
framing.
guys. Yeah.
Mhm.
You mentioned it's dangerous. You lost a few workers back in 2021, was it?
Ooh, that is a sensational way to phrase that. We didn't lose a couple workers. A couple workers lost limbs that been affected, and they eventually had complications.
Hmm. That that left them dead. I can see
And
you're pausing again. Are you doing that? Are you pausing the video again? No, look,
I'm
Molly,
not. I'm not. It's it's just hard to talk about, and I think
hard because you're upset and you're sad that you lost Jorge.
suicide is just part of farm.
Suicide. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. No, I didn't know there were suicides, but thanks for letting
And
me
mental
know.
health.
No, I was talking about the people who died on the job. Oh, I see, I see. And there she went. There she went again. There she went. Well, yeah. So I didn't know that she had lost workers to suicide, but I was talking about the ones who were mutilated on the slaughter line, died, and their families were looking for compensation. And Molly here sued the families and actually because she didn't want them talking to the press, so the families were deported actually, and yeah, but I'm sure she has a lot of regret about that. Okay,
Maybe
let me ask. What I was trying to ask you, you said like, it's a struggle. You're kind of like barely hanging on. What's your annual revenue?
I don't feel comfortable sharing that
Okay, well, I have it here and it's public
with you.
information. I can see you really don't want this out there, right?
It just it's enough. It's enough to get by. I mean, yeah. What numbers did you find?
Yeah, Molly, are you faking internet problems right now?
Sure, share. I mean, it's organic, which means people are paying a lot.
Right. No, I'm just, would it be safe to say it's in the millions? Nothing.
I think the internet problems are on your end. I think it's you. I think it's probably you. I think it's it's hard to be on the losing end of a debate. So,
well, I mean, this is my,
can't
first
hear
debate
you.
on my channel. Yeah, no. I was trying to ask, I hope we don't, coincidentally lose internet again, but I asked, is your annual revenue in the millions?
Okay.
Did you freeze again?
It's possible. I mean, I don't see why you're hanging on to the money issue. Would you like me to sell cheap meat?
Well, the reason I bring it up, Molly, there was recently this bill passed in United States Congress that granted 58 billion additional dollars to the subsidies that the farming industry already makes. How much of that are you going to get? Froze again. I see. Yeah, I had a feeling that we might lose internet during this portion of the question.
Look, we're not making enough. We're not making enough money to pay for the internet off. What I'm also saying is, farming is a gamble, and the dogs need to have crops to eat, and the crops need the weather. And how are you going to get people interested in this if I don't have a safety net?
I don't know why anybody needs to be interested in it. Like, to me, it sounds barbaric. And
we need safety net these. I mean, sure, you could also think that probably farmers and
yeah, see, again, you're breaking up, and I kind of think that's not an accident. I kind of feel like if I was, performing this way in a debate, I probably would start hitting buttons too. Is that what's happening, Molly? Are you hitting buttons, Molly? All right, let me end with this.
So
Molly.
what's your coup de grace? What's the big takeaway?
Okay, well, before we get to the take, let me see. Now I'm going to see if, maybe we might schedule a, once you've settled down maybe and gathered yourself, like maybe we'll do another debate another time, but let's see if you can stay calm during this round of questioning. Now, I'm going to warn you, a lot of people find this tough to answer. So, but do your best. So I want to ask you, it just seems to me like there seems to be some kind of trait that is present or lacking in dogs that makes it feel like that you feel it's okay to put those dogs into a slaughterhouse. And I'm wondering, what is it that's true of the dog that, if true of the human, would make it okay to milk them, cause them to explode, fist them? What are those traits, Molly? I'll write them down.
That mean that they slaughter a dog. Oh, yeah,
I'm
they
sorry.
don't have the dogs. It's a tradition. Dogs don't
Okay.
really feel pain the same way we do
Okay. Pain
at all. They have a
at
completely
all.
different experience of the world than humans. Everyone is always trying to say that dogs are like humans. They're absolutely there's no comparison to the way they feel pain versus humans. So what is it that you think makes dogs different and that they should deserve to have this special pedestal that a lot of people seem to place them on?
Well, I
I'm going to
heard,
turn the question on you.
yeah, please do, please do. I heard tradition, I heard pain, and it seems like you've conceded that dogs do in fact feel pain, and that to me is kind of the point. Dogs can feel, they're sentient, and so perhaps
No,
we
I
ought
said they don't
not.
feel pain the same way. I say they don't feel the way
Sure.
that you perceive pain.
Okay, let me ask you, do you think that plants feel pain?
Have you ever seen a dog chase their tail?
Yeah, I have. I have.
I mean, the capacity of a dog is 0.
Do you think plants
If
feel
plants
pain?
feel pain, then I think you're gonna have committed huge crimes in your day.
Perhaps, but that's not the question. The question is, do plants feel
Probably
pain
not,
in your
no.
view? Oh, interesting. Okay, probably not. Yeah, you surprised me. I thought you thought that plants would feel pain. You just struck me as someone who might think that. You typing something to me? Okay, let's see. She typed, "It's so
Right.
convenient that my internet is doing this to you." Yeah. Well, you're an intimidating person, Molly. You're someone who harvests, to use your word, dogs for a living. You're quite scary. So yeah,
You're the one with the terrorist thing on the Wikipedia.
yeah, that's true. Did you type that? Did
Well,
you change that?
yeah, no, I didn't. No, that was there when I saw it on Wikipedia.
Why did you ask for a terrorist designation for Mildred? That was you, right? I mean, you asked for that. Yeah, I mean, you claim you didn't recognize her, but you in fact submitted a motion to the court through your lawyer asking for a designation of terrorism.
Well, I don't know. It's because what you're doing, I don't know what else to define it. We don't have another word for breaking and entering and terrorizing me and my family and all my customers.
Just once
Everything
again,
has to
that's
be spray painted and everyone's wearing black, you know?
yeah. Mildred wasn't wearing black. She wasn't. This is a photo
She was
right
when she
before
broke
she.
in with her
No. You're mistaking
change for
another
the
time.
photo.
This is her getting ready for the protest. This was her first demonstration. She was very excited. You can see how happy she looks. Like she wanted to do something good for the animals. And then lo and behold, you know,
I think Mildred must be senile. I mean, to think she's doing good for the animals doing that. She's doing good for the animals by allowing them to live, by supporting our farm. Mildred would rather these dogs not exist. That itself is animal hating behavior.
well, I just want you to look again at Mildred and tell me that this woman scares you.
Do you know who also got old and small? Well, not
Who
Hitler
did?
because he died young, but I'm just saying
Oh, you were gonna
people are young
try to.
and then they get old, and you can't say that just because they're old, they're innocent and they're not scary.
Right. You try to go with Hitler there.
Yeah. You know, he was also a vegetarian.
Yeah. Well, I think that's been debunked. You know,
He's probably
Hitler
vegan.
had he had a propaganda minister named Joseph Goebbels, who
Mhm.
knew that, people take kindly to animals. And so to humanize Hitler, he devised this lie that Hitler was a vegetarian. It's kind of like how the animal agriculture industry, in particular the dog meat industry, concocts these lies to make things seem better than they are. And I wonder if you've ever done something like
Have
that.
you seen our dogs out in the field? Do they look unhappy?
Yeah,
No.
they do.
They
They
have the
do.
best they're out with their family. The large dogs are out in the fields with their family, out in the sun. They have a lovely summer, and then they're harvested before fall comes, before the bad weather happens, and they don't have to have one bad day. We have one bad day, but they don't have to have any other bad days leading up to that.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
there is the day that they're snipped and they're clipped and their teeth are, but I mean, up and except for those,
right. And sometimes they explode.
the explosions are very rare.
They're rare, but the baby, right, has the baby who's trying to get to the milk is pulled away, right? And then the mother explodes, and then they're crying, and I've seen
No, the
footage
mother
of
is
this.
immediately milked. The mother's milked and the babies are given a lovely concoction that was part of their mother's milk. It's the leftovers from when we make cheese. We use that whey and we put it in the milk with some soy to feed the babies, and they're fine. And they grow up healthy and strong and big. There's nothing stopping the baby from having a nice, fulfilling life on the farm as well.
Right, but I
Unless
mean,
they're
I'm just
male,
saying,
then they go into yeah.
yeah, unless they're male. And sorry, continue. You were saying?
That's also part of a wonderful upcycle thing is the veal cows are then found, we have purpose for them.
Yeah, I
A
know.
lot of farmers just kill them, but we raise them for veal, which
I can see you're really used to talking to your workers because you keep calling them cows.
it's it's a hazard of my job.
Yeah, you really live the job, is what
The
you're
dogs
saying.
are fine.
It's
I live
it's
the
sun
dog.
up to
I live the job.
sundown.
I live the dog. It is. I mean, I don't know about you. I got to get up at 4 in the morning and I got to start all over again. We got to do the dead walk to make sure nobody's died in the night. If gotten sick, I might. There's some Rottweilers that are giving birth any day now, and I've got to go make sure that everything's fine.
A
So
dead walk. Interesting.
yeah.
I just not a lot of jobs where you have to go and check to make sure that there weren't deaths
Have you heard of
overnight.
doctors?
Sure. Yeah.
Doctors?
Yeah, you got me there. I'll give
Yeah.
you that. So you're kind of
Mhm.
like a doctor, you might
I'm a
say.
doctor. I'm like a
It's
doctor.
pretty good. A doctor.
Thanks. See, I've been thinking about that one a bit. Yeah.
You've been thinking about that one. Okay. Well,
Yeah, every time I'm checking on my dogs and making sure they're okay and I'm doing the best I can for them, I am a doctor.
sounds
Also,
kind of
I am a chihuahua. Another joke is that I'm a chihuahua tender. Get it? 'Cause I'm tending to the chihuahuas.
I don't get
And they
it.
also become chihuahua tenders. They become little
I
fillets.
see. I see. I
Tender.
see. When you say dog tur, it kind of sounds to me like you're saying dog turd. And that's what I
I know
thought
I've
you were
heard that
saying.
as well.
Yeah, you're that.
Of course, that's what you think of me, and it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, I think that you were a little out of control during this debate. I think you were, just to summarize, I think you were a little emotional. I think you were trying to sabotage. And so I do think that, when you've settled down, maybe we come back, we try this again. But until then, what I'll say is that I agree with your own comment. You are a dog turd, Molly.
Of course. Nice one to end on. All right. All right. Well, I hope you enjoy your meal of plain beans this evening. I am sitting down very shortly for a nice roti roast that is going to be delicious and full of all the nutrients a growing person needs. So enjoy your martyrdom.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll try to go get some sun, too, because
You
I
should.
really
You should.
I really took that to heart.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I don't know how you're doing this. Your microphone's probably made out of animal byproducts. So I don't even know how you're even doing this debate and calling yourself vegan.
That's interesting. I don't know. Like, can you tell me like what is the animal
I
byproduct in
bet
there?
there's some glue. I bet there's some glue. I bet the rubber on the base has got something in it. I bet that mesh probably was like, I don't know. There's lots of things.
Yeah.
People upcycle animals for everything. So there's no way to even be vegan in this world. So why try? That's what I
So why
say.
try? Yeah.
Why
Did you just before we end? Did you ever try?
veganism?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I was vegan. Oh, I was plant-based before coming back to the farm. I used to be an ultra marathon runner, and I realized I wasn't getting enough protein. I was feeling kind of weird, and so rather than doing any research, I just, I started eating meat again, and I chose dog meat because it felt more wholesome. I knew where it was coming from. I really wanted it to feel like I was making a choice that would make a difference. So I have been in your shoes, and I have eaten a raw food diet, and it just, I felt very ill a lot. So,
Were you were you
um,
were you very pale in those days too?
I was so pale and anemic, and my hair was falling out, and my periods stopped, and my teeth were kind of loose, and it was just like I had like sores. It was the weirdest, like I don't understand. Like I think most
Yeah.
vegans are must be cheating because there's no
Hmm.
way. It's impossible.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I've been vegan for 7 years. I haven't really had any of those struggles, except maybe the paleness. I don't know, but
Must be It's the cheating that you do, I'm
the
sure.
cheating. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's fine. I mean, that's the thing is I'm not judging. I'm not like you. I'm not judging you and what you do in your free time.
Thank you. Thank you for not judging me.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Well, Molly Elwood, everybody.
Thanks,
I
I guess.
apologize. Yeah, no, no, I apologize if things got a little heated. I hope you will come back on the program, and
I
I
would
hope we
love
can have
to destroy you again. So we'll put another thing in the calendar, and in between my court dates, I'll come and be there.
okay. That's very brave of you. I appreciate that, Molly.
All right.